Check this out. Customer just left in these two Makita batteries for repair. Said neither of them is charging. But straight away, as soon as I took them off them, you can tell straight away, look, one of them is a fake. This is not a genuine Makita battery. You can tell straight away from the feel of it and from the weight and the actual quality of it that there's a complete and utter copy. Because this one's a copy, it's making me wonder now if this one's definitely real or not. But we're going to have a wee go at fixing both of them and see what the inside of them are like. We'll see what the insides of this copy one's actually like. But let's have a little look at them here to start with. So this is an actual Makita one. This is my own one. I'll check this against the genuine. I think this is a genuine battery. This crowd would buy quite a few batteries from ourselves. And I think this is one of the genuine ones. But I have seen some copy ones that you simply cannot tell the difference. They're that convincing. This one isn't all that convincing, but it would catch most people out. This one, I'm going to guess and say this is real. It's got all the good markers to say that it is a genuine battery. Right, I'll guess and say that one's real, but you can't be 100% sure. This one's my own. So we'll just compare this copy one against this one. It has all the right markings. It has the little star system on it, the little yellow tab, the wee vent holes for the battery, but the retainer for the battery is different. This one's just all straight. This one has wee steps on it. It's recessed, plus it's just a different spring to it. This was more solid and better fitting. This one's a wee bit looser, a little sticky. All the markings for the battery, positive and negative, and it has the wee ejector pin marks as well from when these were coming out of the molds. They're manufactured the same kind of way, but they even have the little markings here, and the QR code down this side, and the PC mark for polycarbonate, the material type selection. But this one is much bigger and heavier font than this one. But it's all laser engraved with the little serial numbers on here as well. All the markings look good. This one is laser engraved too, instead of actually part of the moulding. At first glance, it looks convincing, but it's the feel of it that gave it away to me. The actual body of it is more matted or satin finish. The actual genuine Makitas are a little bit more shiny. They're still a little bit matted, but they're smoother and a wee bit shiny. This one's just dull. Plus, sounds a lot hollower. That and the actual font markings is a wee bit different. The Makita is good, but it's the 5 that gives it away. Look, too big, too skinny, wrong font. They're sitting at the wrong angle, and the actual lettering on the 18 volt, it's offset to one side instead of centered. And as well, this little tick here for the Makita logo. On the genuine Makita, it's actually silver, not white. This one is just white. Battery indicator. These are what's getting very convincing now, because there's that many copy boards, because you can't actually buy the wee PCB boards inside of these for managing the cells. They go this little yellow tab. You can't buy it from Makita. You can only get copy ones. So the copy ones are getting very convincing. Body's a wee bit rougher here. Underneath, all looking good. Wouldn't really think. It's just the font up here on the genuine is a lot bolder, lots skinnier down here. And then the writing on this isn't as good. Very convincing. At first glance, you would be convinced. If you see a Makita battery and it seems very cheap, do walk away from them. You don't get good quality batteries for cheap. If they're too cheap to be, or too good to be true, they're normally fake. The main thing of batteries to look for is in the screw holes. See, these are all 4 screws are open. See, this one is so jammed into it. Makita have a little security pin, a little piece of plastic wedged onto one of the screws. It's a wee security measure, an anti-tamper measure. You have to actually get that out to get to the screw. So if you don't see one of them wee white things stuck into the screw holes, don't be buying it. It's more than likely a fake. So we'll open this first and see what's wrong. I don't know if these can be fixed. More than likely they can't be. If there's any problem with the boards on them, there's not much you can do. I would fix them myself if they were my own at home, but I don't fix them for customers, especially if you have to replace cells or replace the PCB board. To get into them, you need a drill bit to drill this little bit of plastic. Drill in till she bites, and you can just pull it out. You don't actually have to drill the whole thing out. Just drill in enough so that it grabs. And then the genuine Makita should be T10 security torques. Now these are from a company that's down beside salt water, so I don't know what they're going to be like on the inside. You can see the screws are a little bit rusted. Normally that's an indication what the inside's going to be like. Yeah, water damage. Not as much as I thought, but it is water damage. So this will more than likely not be able to be fixed. And it is definitely a genuine Makita. Nice good quality board on it. All silicone plastic on top to protect the board. The board's still good. It's the cells that's gone bad in this. Good quality Samsung cells, 18650s, 2.5 amp hours per cell. So two of them together gives you your 5 amp hour battery. But this has gotten a little bit too wet and she's corroded these cells, so 1 or 2 rows of these here are going to be dead. We'll just check them. You can repair lithium batteries, but you can either pay someone to replace them, repair them, but to be honest, a lot of the time it might not be worth it unless you're getting it for a very good price, because if 1 or 2 of these are gone, you replace these, then what's to say the other 3 then could not fail thereafter. So you're never going to get as long a run time out of a repair battery as a genuine one, so we generally just don't do it. Plus there's just a liability problem we find. If anything goes wrong, you could be liable. It's not much of an issue, but it's still there. Lithium batteries can be dangerous if they're done wrong, so we don't really like to work with them that much. But replacing cells, it's a big enough job. It's not easy to do and it's expensive to do, unless you get somebody doing it at a good price, unless doing it at home or something like that there. But then you replace 2 or 4 cells, more could go. It wouldn't be worthwhile replacing all of them together. The board is the main thing. If that goes, you can buy copy ones online off AliExpress and eBay and that and fit them onto it, just in case the board goes bad or it picks up a fault or something. You can replace that to get the pack going again, as long as all the cells are still good. The other thing is if the cells go below voltage. So the likes of this one, that's sitting at, if I can get through the corrosion here, nearly 15 volts. So that won't charge at 15 volts, it's down too low. So lithium batteries, they're not like old NiCad ones. You don't drain them completely before you recharge them. They don't let you work below a certain voltage. Once it goes below a certain voltage, it actually changes the chemical composition in the battery, and they're never the same thereafter. So once they go below a set voltage, they don't let you charge them again, but you can spike them. So it's below voltage, like this here at 15, you can spike it up to about 16 to 18 volts again, and then it will charge again. The Makitas allow you to do it 2 or 3 times. They'll actually remember if they go below voltage, and if you spike them up, they only allow you to do it so many times, but you can do it. But before you even bother to spike it, check the cells. So that's right there, 3.6. That's what you'd want the cells to be sitting at, 3.6, 3.6. And you get to the end one here, 0.8. So it seems like a spike would work, but it won't actually. If you spike that, it would take it up to 16 volts, but you're just overcharging all these cells, these 8 cells here. And then if you were to charge it like that, they're going to be overcharged. These are going to be bad. They're not going to take much of a charge at all. So these will overcompensate for these ones, which is dangerous. And eventually, because these are no good, these are simply sucking the voltage out, these are dumping the voltage, they're no good, they're just going to slowly drain these batteries back down again until it's back down to the same voltage. So a spike will not work on this unless you change these here 2 cells. So this pack is sadly gone. With that kind of corrosion inside, it wouldn't be worth fixing it anyway, or at least I wouldn't be bothered fixing it. I would spike it, and if it was my own battery, I'd replace the PCB board on top if that was gone. Even if it was my own battery, I wouldn't even bother changing the cells, to be quite honest. because I find just buying a new one, you just simply get more runtime and it's more worthwhile doing. So that is a no-go, especially here in the shop. You don't want any batteries being tampered with too much. If it's either a quick fix or no fix, this one's a no fix. But if you are going to spike a battery, I would always recommend to open it up and check them cells individually. That's what those little leads are for, going across here. They're the balance charging leads. That's so that the PCB board and your charger can actually monitor the cells to make sure they're all charging to the correct voltage. But you can use them to actually test the voltage in all cells individually. So you can get an overall voltage of the pack, or each individual cell voltage, and if one is too low compared to the rest, spiking is going to do nothing. So that one's genuine and dead. Let's see what this one's like. So much different screws. There are a T10 Torx, but they're not a security, and they're way shorter. So we know this is a fake pack just from that. And much looser. So yeah, that's just the iconic copy battery pack. These are the older PCB boards you got online. I actually have a couple of them at the house for doing repairs on batteries. My own ones. I still have a few of these. And then you also get better ones now as well for these here bigger batteries, the actual big Makita ones. These ones do work, but you have to modify the housing here to actually fit these ones on. But that there is what you're getting. These cost, what, €2 or €3 on AliExpress. And on the pack then, it's just literally floating with a wee cover on top. This one here is actually in a plastic cage supporting all the cells. These are just sitting loose. So that's a proper cheap copy battery pack there. No balance charger or nothing on it. Wee thermistor, it's just sitting loose. You would normally need to get that there glued down onto the cells so it's good contact, so that it knows if one of the cells are starting to overheat. A very bad pack, to be quite honest. But it does have a wee cheap LED indicator on it. Doesn't matter how good the outside of the pack is, once you open them up and go into the cells, you soon learn how bad they are, because they never put the effort into the inside of them. You normally get them floating like this, or just a wee bad board on it. So that is actually at voltage. So the problem is more than likely this. It's the actual PCB board. The battery management board is actually gone. Leads for the LED are still attached, or else the thermistor is actually set it off, but that ain't putting out any voltage. So the pack is sitting at 19 volts. The board is only putting out 0.4. So there's no current actually getting through the board. So this here PCB board has actually gone inside. Quite common for these here cheaper packs. You can see why it weighs so much less, and the actual feel of it. It's just not a solid battery pack. And they just do not last long. Might be made of the same material, but the finish of, I mean, is that even glued on? What is that? It's like the glue is just turned to gel. So that is the inside of your copy battery. That is how you tell from the outside if it's a copy. Now you can definitely tell from the inside. Convincing on the outside, but still the same cheap battery pack you'll get off eBay or AliExpress. I know you get different value ones. You get really cheap basic ones. It's just black. Might have a different brand name on it, but they're all basically the same on the inside. I'll get the cheapest one on there. When you get the dearer one that looks genuine like this, it is just going to be the cheaper one again. It's just better outside appearance. That's it. You see batteries for sale and they're dirt cheap. Too good to be true. They're too good to be true. They're more than likely fakes. There's so many fake batteries out there, especially Makita batteries. Take a look at the font, the writing on them, and take a look underneath for the little white security tab inside of here. And also just check the little button as well. They're probably your main features they actually tell you. Plus just the weight and the feel of the battery, the casing on it. If it doesn't feel that great a quality, it's not. Anyway folks, that's one fake and one genuine Makita battery that cannot be fixed. Not worth fixing. Water damage and a cheap copy. Anyway folks, give us a wee like and a follow if you're liking the videos. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're liking them. Cheers for watching.